It's David Ducker coming back at you, and today I have a challenge for you, a GM challenge. I challenge you as a GM, as a player, to inject a youth, a young character, someone younger than 14 years old, into your next campaign, your next one-shot, your next session, or as your next character. When you bring in this youth energy, this innocent, naive aspect, it can really change the pacing of a game. Have you had a role-playing scene where the player characters are talking to someone who is a child? How would this player character deal with a child? That could be so much fun to explore and get the childlike attitude. You know, the child, he could be a kidnapped prisoner, could be a VIP that you're escorting. You know, the young princess, 7 years old, dragging her teddy bear around. Now you've got to make sure that she gets to her arranged marriage safely and on time. You could have a young witness. The village is burned down. The only survivor is an 8-year-old boy hiding in the wreckage. How would this 8-year-old remember the battle? How shell-shocked would they be? How could you coax this information from a traumatized child? That would be a great role-playing scene. You know, maybe there's a combat that breaks out. You know, at the orphanage, perhaps you are the stalwart bodyguards. The orcs have invaded the city. They're coming into the orphanage. What are the orcs going to do to the kids? And you know, the bodyguards are trying to protect these children. But maybe the children come in, you know, they've got daggers and they start gigging the orcs and trying to do their best to help and fight back. You know, how horrific would that be? And how interesting would that be? You know, the GM Challenge series is about injecting interest, new experiences. And a lot of times GMs and players forget about the young folks. So that's why I'm issuing this challenge. Bring some youth energy, some naivete, some inexperience into your game. You know, remember what it was like to be a child. Think about what it's like to be a parent. Bring in the children of your characters. You know, if your character is like 40 years old and he doesn't have any kids, that could be a real hole in his heart, in his family, social life. So inject the children. If you're playing a player character, it can be as easy as saying, "Oh, and I have 2 daughters and a son." You know, and their ages are 6, 12, and 8. You know, to give that to your GM, see what he can do with it. Bring yourself in and say, "Oh, I'm going to play a 12-year-old girl character disguised as a boy in the castle. They think I'm a page and they're training me to be a knight, but I'm actually a girl, but I'm 12." So it's like all the role-playing possibilities there, the interest that could come out of that, you know, as you're coming to womanhood and trying to keep it a secret from everyone else. Explore that over your campaign for your character. Now, of course, a lot of rule sets don't allow you to play a very young character. You know, have fun, you Pathfinder people, figuring out how you're supposed to make that work. But most good rule sets will allow that. No problem at all. Savage Worlds, GURPS, Game of Thrones, of course. That's one of the main metrics of your character is how old are they. You know, Arya Stark, bring her in. So that's my challenge. Leave the results in the comments section below. I will be issuing more challenges in the future. And until I see you again, good day and good gaming.